Hey YouTube, my name is Darren D, and in this video I'm going to show you how to use cryptoproof.info. Now cryptoproof.info is a Bitcoin subkey address index which can be used by consumers to verify the validity and origin of products, and I'm going to show you how to do that now. So the first thing I need to do is generate a BIP32 compliant extended public-private key pair, which sounds really complicated but it's actually really easy to do. If you go to the About section of the website, which is still on bitcointalk.org, and you scroll down a little bit, you'll see there's these two Docker containers available. The first container generates the keys and derives subkeys. The second container decodes encrypted strings supplied by cryptoproof.info in order to verify your account. We'll use that one a little bit later on. So we'll click this link that takes us to Docker Hub. We'll copy this command that pulls the image. And while that's doing that, we'll also copy the command to generate a random public and private key pair. And so this is our private key spread over 2 lines, and this is our public key spread over 2 lines. We'll make a note of both of those. Alright, now what these keys allow you to do, because they're extended keys, is from each key we can derive subkeys at level 0, level 1, level 2, level 3, etc, etc. Regardless of which key you use to generate the subkeys, you're always going to get the same Bitcoin deposit address. The difference between the two keys is if you generate the subkeys from the public key, it won't contain any of the private components. So you can still derive the deposit address, but you won't be able to spend any of the Bitcoin that gets sent to those addresses. Whereas if you use the private key, you'll have the private components as well, so you will be able to spend the Bitcoin that gets deposited at those addresses. So what we'll do is we'll register this public key with cryptoproof.info. We'll associate a URL. We'll set the key index level to 5 just for the time being, and we'll prove I'm a human being by solving the CAPTCHA. Click update, and now we have our account. You'll notice we didn't have to use any usernames or passwords. The only thing you need to access the account is the public key. As long as you have that, then that's proof enough that you are who you are, and then you'll be allowed into your account. So we've got one entry in our login history. We've got no subkey activity because we haven't had any keys searched yet. We don't have any transaction history. This is our deposit address. Our balance is 0. This is the current price of Bitcoin. We've got 5 keys instantiated. We've got 5 left to instantiate because we're allowed 10 for free. We don't have any credit, and our account isn't verified. So now let's log out. Let's derive a subkey and let's search for it in the database to see if it exists. So I'll go to Docker Hub and I'll grab the command that I need to generate the subkey addresses, and we'll start at subkey index 0, and I'll paste my public address just here. And this is the subkey at child index 0. There's the deposit address. I can derive it at level 1. And I can see that's child index 1. There's the Bitcoin address, number 2, and so on and so on. So I'll now take this address, I'll copy this, and I'll submit it to cryptoproof.info and hit submit. And this is the address where the first person ever to view this record. It's only been seen once. This is the address that we just pasted in. This is the URL that it's associated with, and the account is not verified. If we were to submit that address again, which is not that address, I'll have to copy it again. Now we can see that the notification where the first person to view it has gone. We're now the second person to view it. All the other information is the same. We can also click on these. It'll take us to Bitcoin blockchain.info. We can see the transaction history for this key. If I go back to the start page, I'll grab my public key again, submit it, get back into my account, can now see that that subkey at index level 2 has been accessed 2 times. This is when that happened. This is the second time I've logged into the account. And now let's validate our account so our customers know that we are the rightful owners of that URL and we're not somebody else trying to impersonate being us. To do this, you're going to need a HTTPS address because we need a certificate to encrypt a random string and then present to the holder of the account to check that they really are the owners of that URL. So I'll update a new URL with a HTTPS address. A valid certificate has been found, and so I have the option now to verify my account. If there wasn't a certificate there, or if the certificate was invalid, then this button wouldn't show and I wouldn't be able to validate it. So I can click on this, and I'm presented with an encrypted string just here, which is quite large, but it's only in a small window. This is where I submit the string. This is where I can go to get the Docker container that we saw on bitcointalk.org to decrypt the string, and this is a sample script that you can use in Python, which is the same script that the Docker container actually uses to decrypt the string. So let's go again to Docker Hub and let's grab that Docker image, pull it, while that's doing that, I'll copy the commands that I need to decode the string. So I'll just set this environment variable to point to my private certificate, and I'll just set another environment variable, and here I'll put the string that cryptoproof gave me. And then I will copy the command that decrypts it, which is here. Had a little typo there. The path needs to be the absolute path, so let's try that again. And there's my string. So I'll copy this, paste it into there. And now my account's verified. So my customers are now free to submit my subkeys that I supply to them, and they can rest assured with confidence that the subkeys do belong to me. My account's verified now. Everything should be fine. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll leave all the links to everything that I used in the comments below.